Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're just going to be doing a full face, really simple summer makeup look. And we're going to start the same way we always do by priming our face. And I am taking this Dermalogica Redness Relief Primer. And I can't believe I've never heard any YouTubers talk about this. I found it at Ulta the other day and I was like, I have to get this. It's amazing. It has a green hue to kind of help cancel out any redness. And I have so much redness on my face that I was like, I need to try this. And now I'm obsessed with it. Absolutely love it. So, and it gives like a really nice finish for your foundation on your skin. Makes your skin feel awesome. So, we are going to start this look like I always do. I'm going to do my eyes first, and I'm going to prep them with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm going to apply that all the way from my lid underneath my brow. And what this does is just help give you a really smooth kind of surface to apply your eyeshadow look on, and it also helps cancel out any redness or blue veins. I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix powder and just set that. It's about the same color as my skin tone, so you shouldn't really be able to see it. It'll just make the eyeshadows you put on afterwards blend nicely. And I'm going to use my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to prime my brows. And I'm going to pick up this brand new brush that I got. It's a MAC 224, and I'm going to use Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie and Creme Brûlée on that brush mixed together and pop that in my upper crease. I'm absolutely obsessed with this brush. I saw Amrezy talk about it on Instagram, and I had to get it. That's my old brush that I used to use. It's a Morphe brush. It's kind of similar in shape, but I always use it for my upper crease. This one puts that one to shame. So great job, MAC. So happy I invested in this. So again, just working that from my outer crease to my inner crease, focusing it mainly on the outer part of my eye. So now I'm just going to pick up a flat shader brush, and I'm going to go in with this kind of like off-white, kind of yellow-based satin color from Makeup Geek. It's a beautiful, like, illuminating color without looking really unnatural or too shimmery or anything. It just gives your lid a nice highlight, and it just looks very fresh and very awake. And the shade is called Mirage. So now I'm going to pick up, with my MAC 217, I'm going to pick up this shade from Anastasia called Caramel. It's just a very warm brown, and I am popping that right on the outermost part of my crease and kind of rounding it out a little bit to create kind of like a rounded eye shape. I'm going to make sure that I concentrate that again mostly on the outer part of my crease, winging it out a little bit and then buffing to make it more round. And then I'm also going to make sure that I just really get that on the outer part of my lid. Picking up that same MAC 224 brush, I am just buffing out that caramel color with no additional product on the brush. Again, just going back in with that 217 and building the color up. And now I just took a smaller, more pencil-shaped brush and picked up that same caramel color again and just reapplied it onto the outer third of my lid just to give really good dimension and definition. And I just picked up a dome-shaped brush with that same color and just buffed it out. Make sure there's no harsh line there. And then because of all the blending we did, I just reapplied that Mirage shade to the first like 2/3 of my lid, and then took a dome-shaped brush and kind of just went over where the two colors met to make sure there wasn't a harsh line. So that's it for the eyes. I am going to apply some foundation now with my Beauty Blender, and I'm using my favorite foundation of all time. It is the Elcie Microsilque foundation created by makeup artist Makeup by Lilith. She's very popular, and this is just like the most universally beautiful foundation that I have found. I always find myself going back to it. I just love it. It's really good for people with oil problems. It has a matte, like satin finish. It's almost like a liquid to powder kind of finish. It's really interesting, but I love this foundation. It's my favorite. So now that that's all buffed in, I'm going to go in with my Nars Creamy Concealer, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of that on my under eye, just to conceal any dark circles, a little bit on my forehead and a little bit on my chin, and then around the corners of my nose because I have a blemish on one side, and I also get a lot of redness there, so I always conceal there. And I'm just taking my beauty blender, as always, and buffing that in. I'm also going to use the beauty blender and the concealer to clean up the eyeshadow look and just make sure that it, you know, has a good shape to it. So now I'm taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder and my beauty blender and just picking a little bit of that up on the tip of the beauty blender and making sure that I really press that into my skin and set that concealer on my under eye. And I'm going to do the same thing on my chin and my forehead. Pretty much my whole T-zone. It's where I'm the oiliest, and I just find that this translucent powder makes me look instantly matte and kind of keeps me matte all day. Going back in again with my Studio Fix powder and this new Duo Fiber brush, I should say, from Sephora that I am obsessed with, and I am just going to set my entire face and get a little bit of extra coverage with this Studio Fix powder. So now I am just using the Anastasia Brow Definer, and I am just filling in my brows very lightly. Now that my hair is super blonde again, I don't have to worry about building my brows up and making them as dark as I did before when my roots were so dark. One of the many reasons why I love being blonde. I just kind of feel like my eyebrows go better with it, and I have to do a lot less work. So I'm just filling in any sparse areas, but really not going over the top here. And then just using the spoolie, as always, to kind of push the product around and make sure that everything looks smooth and not chunky. And voila, both of my brows are done. So now I'm using my Anastasia gel to set them. I'm going to take that same shade that we put on my lid called Mirage, and I'm just going to highlight underneath my brow. And pick up that MAC 224 and just blend. So now we are going to bronze our face, and I am just going to take a Morphe like angled powder brush and apply that to the high points of my face, pretty much anywhere that you would get a tan if you were out in the sun for a good amount of time. So, you know, kind of the outside of your face, tops of your cheeks, you know, tops of your forehead, that kind of thing. And this was a Laura Gellar bronzer that I'm using that I love. So now I'm going to take this new Sephora brush that, like, I can't even believe I ever lived without this thing. It's so freaking incredible. It's the Pro Angled Blush Brush number 49 from Sephora, and I'm using it for my contour. I'm using the Anastasia contour kit, the more ashy shade in the palette, to contour my face. And again, going under, you know, my cheekbones, my temples, and a little bit under my chin. I'm going to take my Studio Fix powder one more time and a very dense angled brush, pick up a little bit of that powder and kind of clean up my contour and just make it not so harsh. So almost kind of like what baking would do, but not baking. Just kind of cleaning up in the same areas that you would put a bake. This is kind of a more like chill way of doing a bake and cleaning up your contour. So now I'm going to take MAC's Melba Blush on a little itty bitty blush brush and just apply that kind of going back towards my temples and then taking whatever is left on the brush and going on the apples of my cheeks in circular motions. So now I'm going to use the Anastasia Glow Kit, and I'm going to take, what are these shades? What are they called? I had to pick on camera. I hadn't chosen beforehand, but I picked Hard Candy and Starburst. They're both a little pink in hue, and it worked really well with the look, with all the colors that we were using today. And I gotta say, I like this glow kit, so great job, Anastasia. Now we're going to work on finishing up our eye look by working on our lower lash line. I am just taking a flat definer brush and picking up Corrupt, which is just a matte black shade from Makeup Geek, and applying that right on the outer third of my lower lash line and kind of connecting it to my upper lash line too. So you can see there how I didn't bring it all the way in. This just will help your eyes look a little bit bigger. If you bring black all the way in, it can make them look very small. So now I'm just taking a pencil brush and using that caramel shade and buffing everything out. And now I'm going to take that Creme Brûlée shade and another bigger pencil brush and buff out one more time. Doing this just gives like a lot of dimension to your lower lash line. And I think it's beautiful. I always think people should, you know, kind of put makeup on their lower lash line. Some people don't like it, but I do. And I'm just going to use this new Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Heartless. It's kind of like a pinky, like nude color. And I just applied that to the, you know, first like 2/3 of my lower waterline. So now I just took my Kat Von D liquid liner, and I am just making a small wing. It's not too, it's not thick, the wing, but it's long. So it's not like too over the top, but it is long. So now I'm taking this gorgeous liquid lipstick from Anastasia that I just picked up, called Catherine, and I don't own anything like it. It just like went really well with this, with the romper that I was wearing, this like rusty-ish red pinky romper, and it was just so pretty. I'm so obsessed with this liquid lipstick. It's gorgeous. I don't own anything like it. Just curling my lashes, and I'm gonna pop on a little bit of mascara. So this is where we're at now, and we're going to take our Cocoa Lashes in Goddess, the really, really like flared out, cat-eyed, intense lashes, and I'm going to pop those on. I use a combination of just using my fingers and tweezers. I just think this gives me like the best result, and it gets it closest to the lash line and the most, like the best angle on my eye. Like they match the best when I used my hands and tweezers. So now I'm just taking a little bit of concealer because whenever I don't know if everybody has this problem, but I do. Like with darker liquid lipsticks like this, or even regular lipsticks, I usually have to go around with a concealer afterwards and just kind of clean up because they can kind of smudge and it can just be difficult to get them to go on like super smoothly around the line, the outside. So now I'm just taking my Kat Von D liquid liner one more time and running over the band of these lashes. This is a step I always do. It just kind of helps your lashes blend in. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this simple summer makeup look, and thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe and like. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.